Hi friends, let us discuss C programs for gate and placement opportunities. Consider the following ANSI C program, and there are 4 options are given for the output of this program. So we have to find the right option. So in these type of problems, you identify the variables used in this C program. So there are 3 variables I, J, count. So the output is going to be based on these 3 variables. What we have to do, we have to track the values of these 3 variables from the beginning until the end. So let us find the solution by tracking the values of I, J, count. So what is the initial value of count? 0. Initial value of I is also 0. That is what given here. So J value, it is starting from -3 and it goes up to 3 by incrementing 1 each time. Initially J is equal to -3. This condition becomes false. In AND gate, when the condition in the left side becomes false, the right side expression will not be executed, because in the AND gate both sides should be true to get the true output. Even if one side is false, the total output is going to be false. So for -3, -2, -1, this I and count value will not be modified. But when J becomes 0, this condition becomes true. I value will be incremented by 1, so it will become 1. Count is equal to count plus J, it will become 0. And next time J will become 1 and condition becomes true. So I value will be 2 and count value will be 0 plus 1, 1. So next time J value will become 2, I value will become 3, count value 1 plus 2, 3. Next time J value will become 3 and I value will become 4, count value will become 3 plus 3, 6. When J reaches the value 4, it will come out of the loop. Now count is equal to count plus I. That means 6 plus 4. So what is the count value now? 10. So the output will be 10. So the right option is option B. The program will compile successfully and output 10 when executed. So that is the right answer. Next C programming question. The following function computes the maximum value contained in an integer array P of size n. N value will be greater than or equal to 1. So this is a function to calculate the maximum value in an array. So now we are starting with the A is equal to 0 and B is equal to n minus 1. What we should find out, what is to be filled in this dash, so that this program will find out the maximum value. So what is the condition you are checking here? P of A less than or equal to P of B. Condition becomes true means A is equal to A plus 1, otherwise B is equal to B minus 1, and finally you return P of A. So what is a missing loop condition out of these 4 choices, isn't it? So that is the question. Let us find the solution for this problem. This P is a pointer to that array and A is equal to 0, B is equal to n minus 1. So here you compare the first element with the last element. If this condition becomes true, you increment the value of A by 1, otherwise decrement the value of B by 1. That means we are moving towards the larger value. So the right option is option D, B not equal to A. Let us verify the answer with this C program. So in this C program, we have declared an array A with 5 elements, and P is a pointer to array A, and K is the 5, that is number of elements in this array. So you call the function max with P and K. So when we come to this function, as we already discussed, you start with the first element and last element B. So what happens here? So you compare the condition, it becomes true. So you compare these condition, that is compare 15 and 9. Let us verify the answer with this C program. So in this C program, we have declared an array A with 5 elements. P is a pointer to array A. So you call the function max with P and K. So when you get into the function, A is equal to 0 and B is equal to n minus 1. So when compare this condition, this is true. So that means you compare the values 15 and 9. So 15 less than or equal to 9, condition becomes false. So B is equal to B minus 1. That means you come to this value 71. Next time again you compare with the 15 and 71. That means condition becomes true. So you increment 12. So 12 less than 71, increment 31. 31 less than or equal to 71, condition becomes true. So you come to this position. So now this condition becomes false. That is B not equal to A, because now B is equal to A. So when you come out of this function, you return the maximum value 71. Next question, what will be the output of the following C program? So we have declared a function count with the parameter value n. So within this function, we have to note down that static int d is equal to 1. This means that this d value will be initialized only for the first time. Next time and all, it will use the recent value of d. That you should note it down. That is the crux of this question. So now when you call this function with the value 3, what happens? That means count of 3 means 3 will be passed to the n value. So when you do like that, so what is this? I am calling the function count of 3. That means n value 3. So initially d is equal to 1. So print the value of n and d. So n value is 3, d value is 1. But after that d plus plus. So d will become 2. Now n value greater than 1. Condition becomes true. So count of n minus 1. That means count of 2. So when you call this function count of 2, again you go to this function. Remember that the d value will be utilized only the recent value. So what is the recent value? D is equal to 2. So here d is equal to 2. So print the value of n and d. So we already printed 3 and 1. Now continuation to that 3 comma 1. Now what is the n value? 2. D value also 2. So now d plus plus. So it will become d is equal to 3. Now n greater than 1 condition becomes true. So count of n minus 1. That means count of 1. So when you call this function count of 1, so what is the recent value of d? D is equal to 3. Now n and d will be printed. So what will happen? 3, 1, 1, 2, 2. Already it is there. So you print the n value 1, d value 3. So after that d plus plus. So d is equal to 4. After this condition becomes false. So that means print the value of d. What is the recent value of d? 4. So you print the value of 4. Next, this function has been called from this. So again you print the value of d. So again this function has been called from this. So print the value of d. So d value, recent value of d will be printed 3 times. So the final output is the option A.